Hi guys, I'm excited to be able to do this recording real quick for you, which is for today, which it should be Friday, August 31st. You should be listening to this instead of coming to class because I'm not there in person. You made it through your first week, and that's what we're going to talk a little bit about and continue our discussion about problem solving like we've discussed on Wednesday. So please take notes on this presentation, and you will be required to submit them through Canvas once you've watched this presentation. So just keep that in mind. Keep your notes in a good place where you can scan them once you are done with this and submit them through Canvas so that you can get your participation points. So a couple housekeeping items just to keep on your mind. First off, all of you have set up either an ag email or have connected your personal Gmail account to the university systems. Make sure you're checking that email, especially if any of you are on a wait list or if you are communicating with professors via your email. Make sure you're checking that often because that's the way that a lot of people communicate on campus, and you are responsible to know what emails have been sent into your email. So make sure you're checking that often. Other thing, Google Calendar. I hope that everybody has been using their calendar and that everybody finds it helpful. I know that I do, and that's the only way that I'm able to help keep everything in order. So make sure that you have that on your phones and that you're using it often. If you're having any trouble with your Google Calendar, please let me know or talk to your mentor about it. It's really crucial from here on out that you are paying attention to the events that you have and that you're being on time. I know I talked with a few students about this, but if you're struggling to get to places on time, you probably need to make sure that the alerts on your calendar events are on. And if you need help with that, please talk to your mentor. I can't stress enough how important it is that you guys are on time and that you're respecting the time of your mentors and the tutors that are meeting with you. So make sure that you're on time to those things, and your Google Calendar can really help if you're looking at that often. And then Canvas, we talked about on Wednesday, making sure that your notifications are set so that you get announcements, so that you get all the information you need. If you need help making that happen, if it didn't happen on Wednesday when we talked about it, again, talk to your mentor, set up a time to meet with me or Sue, and we can help you. So you made it. Week 1 is almost under your belt. That means, that you have made it through your first week of your freshman year, and you're still all alive, which is awesome. Good work. You have a long weekend ahead of you, which is also awesome, and a nice little refresher to get back. When you get back, you'll be hopefully refreshed and ready to start on to the rest of your semester. I want you to take a minute in your notes and write down 3 things that you have done that you are proud of yourself for. What have you done this week that you feel like, wow, I actually did this and I am very proud that I made it to this point? So write 3 things that you are proud of yourself for. Take a minute to do that. You can always pause this recording too. If I don't pause long enough, you can pause it and then just push play when you're ready. So make sure you're using this wisely, because you can stop, you can write those 3 things down and then push play again, and it should go. All right. Remember the example that we worked through in class on Wednesday regarding problem solving. The form that you can download on Canvas under modules works through these steps that are here on the slide. So as you look at this should all look very familiar and really just be a review. our problem-solving steps are that we need to identify the problem. You need to define and analyze the problem and then generate those possible solutions. Remember that this step is probably the hardest because this is where you have to stop, you have to do some brainstorming, you have to really think like, yeah, there's a lot of ways that I could get to solving this problem, but which one is the best one? And be creative. Oftentimes, the first solution that we think is not the best solution. Remember the example of maybe punching your roommate in the face when you're upset with them instead of talking to them. Obviously, that's a solution to get out your anger, but it's not the best solution. So keep that in mind. Often we think of a solution and we just act instead of actually thinking, is this the best one? Then, of course, you have to decide which one is the best, which one will get me to the outcome that I want, and then implement that solution and evaluate the success. So you will need, for your assignment, you will need the problem-solving worksheet that is available to you on the Canvas page. So make sure that you know where that is and how to get to it. Again, if you don't, ask your mentor, but you will need that for your assignment, which is due next week, and we'll talk more about that as we move forward. So, there's a couple movie clips that I want you to take a look at, and many of you might have already seen these, but if you're familiar with The Sandlot, there is a part of that movie that the boys, they knock the ball over the fence, and there's obviously that big huge dog that they're all scared of, and I can't even remember the dog's name. Anyway, they knock the ball over the fence and they're trying to retrieve the ball. There is a link in the notes of this PowerPoint if you would like to go and watch that portion of the video. It's pretty hilarious. It takes just a few minutes and you can go and watch that. But basically it shows some really good problem solving. Though in the end they don't actually get the ball back in the way that they decide. It shows that they're trying to get there, and they use multiple solutions to try to get the outcome that they want. It's a fantastic example of generating possible solutions. So go check it out if you don't remember that or haven't seen The Sandlot. It's fabulous. So what I want you to do is pause this recording and go find your own clip on YouTube about something that shows good problem-solving skills. I want you to find something, whether it's a movie clip that you've seen or a commercial or something that you've seen regarding how somebody shows good problem-solving skills. Now, if you're watching this with another student in class, work together, find one, brainstorm together, and then you are going to need to put that link in your notes so that I can do it when I go through and make sure, because this is part of participation. So take a minute, pause this recording, and go on YouTube and find a movie clip that shows good problem-solving skills. Make sure that you copy that link and put it in your notes. And then I want you to tell me, why is it that they're showing these good, what good problem solving skills are they showing? Okay, go. Next, the example for this one is in the link as well. So if you click this link, you'll see an office, and a couple of the people in the office are trying to send messages to each other. I want you to watch the clip and then write in your notes why you feel like this is not good problem solving skills, because yes, it's pretty hilarious, but it's also not good problem solving skills. So make sure you have in your notes why the message in a bottle is not good problem solving skills. And then I want you again to pause this recording and go and find a movie clip that shows poor problem solving skills. Maybe somebody trying something, but they decide to punch somebody in the nose instead. The one that comes to mind is Hermione Granger in, I think it's the third Harry Potter, when she's really mad at Malfoy, and instead of trying to talk to him or figure out what's going on, she just goes up and hits him in the face. So take a minute and go find a video that shows bad problem-solving skills. Make sure that you put that link in your notes so that I can see it and give you participation points. All right, I want to just go through the assignment that you are supposed to work through that is due September 5th. So that is next Wednesday. I'm giving you through the Labor Day weekend and just a couple days after so that you have time. If you would like to work on it over the Labor Day weekend, great. If not, you can set up some time to work on it with your mentor or a tutor early next week. Basically, this assignment is that you need to think of 2 problems that you've faced since coming to college, okay? You've been here 2 weeks with base camp and then your class, and there are definitely problems that you've had to solve. So think of 2 problems that you've faced since coming to college. This could be homesickness, it could be getting along with roommates or trying to eat healthy. It could be a variety of things. I want you to identify 2 of them. Then you're going to go through the problem-solving steps using the form that's on Canvas, and the assignment itself on Canvas has a link. So when it says using this form, you just click that link and it'll go straight to that form. And you want to work through those problem-solving steps for each of the problems. So you will submit 2 separate problem-solving forms with completed steps outlined for each problem. If you choose that maybe you've had a little bit of homesickness, I expect that you'll work through all the way to the end, which the last question is, how do I stop this from happening again in the future? Make sure you have a response to all of the things listed in that form for both problems. When you generate the possible solutions, make sure you have at least 3 solutions, like it outlines on the form for each problem. And then submit the completed forms through Canvas. So you'll have to, if you choose to print the form out and then handwrite into it, you'll have to scan them back in and submit them to me through Canvas. You can also choose to just download them and type into them, but remember it is a PDF, so you have to have the correct programs to be able to do that. So take a minute and write down any questions you have regarding this problem-solving assignment, because you will need to ask your mentor them or email the questions to me along with your notes. This is due September 5th, and I expect it to be as thorough as possible because you are a college student, so I expect you to write in full sentences and give me good information, knowing that this is really your first college assignment in my class. So don't forget that your freshman journal is due this Saturday. All the instructions for that are on Canvas. The problem-solving forms are due September 5th, which is next Wednesday. And there is no class on Monday because that's Labor Day weekend. So have a great weekend, take some time off, but if you have some homework that you need to do or if you have things you need to follow up on, make sure that you stay on top of that. And I will see you when I get back next week. If you have questions between now and then, please contact Sue or Jeff, and they can help you with those questions as well as your mentors.